Hello, viewers. I'm Veronica. Welcome to my show, You Are a Superstar. Life is full of tests, and tests are never meant to be easy. For me, if you can brave these tests, enjoy it, and overcome them, then you are a superstar. My guest today is Victoria DeSouza. From selling pan bidi on the streets of Dibrugarh at the age of 12 to retiring as an officer from the Italian Consulate, Kolkata, I am sure this journey could not have been a bed of roses. Let us hear her story. Victoria DeSouza, welcome to my show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Tell me, from selling pan bidi on the streets of Dibrugarh to being an usher in the movie hall and looking after 3 siblings who were 3, 2 and 8 months, what were you thinking?
The thoughts were not much. It was only the question of survival at that moment.
What had happened?
My father fell ill and I was 9-year-old. Due to his illness, we have spent all the money that he had. He was a very rich man. I had given up to study because he was paralyzed. And his treatment was expensive.
So you never had a formal education?
Till the age of 9, I had a formal education. And I went to the best school that was available in the town. The best school was Little Flower School. That was class 3. After that, no. And I worked in the same school where I studied till class 3 as a servant. Washing clothes, washing floors, washing plates, washing utensils.
You could have given your siblings up for adoption. Why didn't you do that?
That was the proposal, actually. The parish priest where I belong told me when my father died, when I collected them from my home and brought them to the convent, he said, Victoria, we will put them in the orphanage where they will be looked after. I was not very pleased about this offer. I told the parish priest, no, father, they are not orphans. I'm not going to send them to orphanage. I will look after them. I was working in the convent as a servant and I carried on.
I believe that you studied the last bit of class 10 and got your matriculation.
Yes, that is an episode.
Please share with us.
It's a beautiful event. I saw a lot of girls from South who would come as teachers to Assam. And I desired to be one teacher.
Really?
Okay. I said, if they can do, I can do. But I didn't have the English background.
You did not have any English background?
No, not at all.
Okay.
My mother was Assamese. My father was a Punjabi. No one in my house spoke English. Only in school, being English medium school till class 3, I taught English. But how much up to class 3 could I learn English?
So how did you pass your matriculation?
I found out what was required, the requirements, and I fulfilled it. First I needed one certificate. Class 3 certificate will not do. So I managed to get a class 6 certificate. I came to know that we had to study 5 years question paper. That was one book, I remember.
She knew the secret then?
Yes. It was one book with combinations and I had to work out that, which was not easy. And then I didn't have time. I was a working person. It was God, I'm sure, who was behind me. I could have messed up my life.
You never got a formal education, and yet you got a job in the Italian Consulate. How did that come about?
Italian Consulate was much later on. That was not the crowning glory. The crowning glory was when I got the job in the university in the same place where I worked as a usher in the cinema hall and as sold panbiri cigarette on the street.
So, after you got married, your three siblings came to stay with you.
Yes, but before that you have to know, when my to-be husband, he said that he loves me. I told him that I have a ready-made family.
What was his reaction?
I told him that I have 3 children. They are my siblings. I have taken care of them from the age of 8 months old, my brother, 2-year-old, my sister, and 3-year-old, my other sister. And my husband disappeared. But then after 1 week, he turns back. He comes back. And he says, I accept.
Wow. Wow, a woman with ready-made family.
Ready-made family. Not that. You know, when I got married, in Indian custom there are dowries.
Right.
And my dowry was the 3 siblings.
Lovely. I can imagine the scene.
And my mother-in-law, she was overjoyed.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
After that, even y'all made a family. Y'all had 2 children. So 3 siblings plus 2 of your children.
Then came my children.
And two children, two
My
sons.
two sons were born.
And then another 3 joined your family. How did that happen?
It was one family whom I knew in Shillong. And I had gone to visit Shillong and I found this little girl sitting on the road. And that was only 5 o'clock. It was already dark. My mother came to meet me the next day. And I told her,
You just told her that?
Yes. তারপরে আমাকে একজন আমার ওই যে বাড়িতে যার বাড়িতে ছিলাম আমাকে ডেকে বললো, ভিক্টোরিয়া শোনো, হিসাব কিতাব করে নিও কিন্তু। And after I bought this girl, about a month, I get a call from Donald. Donald was her elder brother. This girl's.
Okay.
And he told me, will you take me also with you?
I think he was missing his sister.
So I brought him. After about 6 months, another family I knew, I came to know that the father was shot down with bullet in front of his children. He had 3 kids. I felt that if I would leave them there, these children will never forget that scenario and they will grow up with revenge in their heart.
Right.
So I brought these children and came. I had no time even to ask my husband.
My God.
After about 4 years, finally the grandmother said, okay, I'll take them. You take care of this girl. So the girl remained with me.
3 siblings, 2 of your own children, and 3 children raised in your family. Victoria, did you never think of finances?
Finance was not an issue at all in life. The question was to save these children.
Wow.
The question is to give them values in life, to bring them up as good citizens. We did not die without meal. We used to have, my 3 siblings and myself, we used to have just muri and water days after days at night before going to sleep. Just that.
Oh.
And we were surviving. So the criteria is not the food. The criteria is what is your concept of life.
Today, all your children are very well settled.
Oh yes, one son is in USA, another son is in Japan, one son who is my sibling is in Italy, one daughter who is the person who was shot dead, she is in Ethiopia. Very, very well settled.
Beautiful. I think that's a blessing. It's a blessing.
It's a big blessing. And from this, I would conclude one thing, that when you do something to the society, you actually do it to yourself.
Really? You have realized that?
Yes.
Victoria, you retired as an officer from the Italian Consulate. How did you get a job there?
Well, when I came to Calcutta, I had decided actually that I don't work anymore because I have worked from the age of 9. I told myself, enough is enough. I will take tuitions and I will teach English, and which I started off to teach English language to Bengali ladies.
So you, who did not know English in Dibrugarh, was now giving English lessons.
Yes.
My God.
Finally, I came to know that in the Italian Consulate was looking for someone as a part-time for the Consul General at that time, who was writing a book, because it's a part-time job, because I decided I now work. Part-time is enough. I went and saw the gentleman, the Consul General of Italy, and he...
And by that time you had your stenographers.
I was working in the university, remember?
Right.
As a registrar's secretary. So I was a qualified steno.
Right.
I also, being in the university, I did my further studies.
Coming back to the Italian
Consulate. Suddenly one day, he told me, there is a vacancy in the consulate. Why don't you apply? I said, no, sir, I don't want. He would tell me, you have got your siblings and your sons, you have great dreams for them. This is the opportunity. One day he came with the application to me and said, please sign it. Do me the favor.
He wanted you to join. As a favor.
A favor. I was praying that I don't want to.
Someone's praying that she doesn't get a job.
Yeah. I prayed that I don't want.
But you got the job.
But I got the job.
Blessing.
I was so sad.
Blessing upon blessing, and she was sad.
I was very sad. Finally, as I told you, when you're doing good to others, you're doing actually good to yourself. You don't know from where what will open in your life.
True, very true. So that's Victoria, the determined, strong-willed Victoria, the victorious Victoria, the superstar Victoria. But what is it like to live with this Victoria for 42 years? Let's find out. Please welcome Dennis. Dennis, you have lived with Victoria for 42 years. Were you meek through all her decisions, or did you have to put your foot down at times?
I had to put my foot down sometimes.
So 42 years of marriage, what is the secret of this success?
Keep quiet.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You had 8 children
Yes.
in your family.
Yes.
Were you an active participant in raising them all?
No.
Did you have favorites?
No, just the first 2.
Really? Your own children? Okay. Did it worry you financially that you had so many mouths to feed?
She was handling that part.
What is that one quality in you that you think was responsible for this marriage to last 42 years?
Patience and quietness.
That's Victoria DeSouza for you, the superstar. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
জীবন পথে উথল পাথল lost in the mad crowd নীরবে যুদ্ধ করো nobody ever finds out তুমি অনন্যা তুমি তিলোত্তমা তুমি অজয় তুমি অশোক তুমি জ্যোতির্ময় তুমি অপরাজিতা তুমি অভয় তুমি সৌম্য for me you're a superstar